One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Yo, Asian, go crazy with it.
Yeah.
I've been humble for way too motherfucking long, dawg. Facts. Oh shit, I got a bad little bitch. Lil' mama pretty and thick. I put that bitch on the yacht in the Phoenix switch to 2024. I pop a shit. We finna get rich. I bought a shovel. I gotta go put you niggas in a ditch. Lil' bitch on the shit. Whipping that bottle so much at the ER. I fucked up my wrist. I just put the blue bills in the left pocket. I ain't even know Ben Franklin was a crip. I just brought 10 bad bitches in the club. I just said that bitch all getting lit in the field.
Built for this shit.
Round of applause. Y'all can do better than that. This is my guy, Wild. Peace out with a round of applause. All right. So first of all, listen, we are here talking about my guy, YP. He got the campaign. He talked about the regime. And we're going to ask a couple questions to figure out. The first question we want to start with, what high school did you go to?
Oh, man, you going to get with the real
Let's
school.
go.
High school. I graduated from McClure High School, man. You know what I'm saying? Representing class of 2013, you dig what I'm saying, man? Getting up there, you know. Youngster, but, you know, I feel like I'm 50. Old soul, you know.
There it is. So again, class of 2013.
Yes, sir.
So to have an album out right now, man, it feels like you must have got bitten by the music bug at an early age.
Very, very early.
Man, so talk to us a little bit about that journey and kind of what inspired you to get into music.
Basically, my mom and my dad, my uncles, everybody played music, you know, non-stop throughout the day. It was the soundtrack of my life, just music, going in, playing sports especially, listening to music before the games, after the games, just to get back in that mode, just for leisure. My dad had CD collection, vinyl collection. I'm just going through and watching and seeing him organize his CD collection and playing back stuff for me every day. So I just fell in love with it. My mom, she worked in a radio station. She had a radio show back in the day on 100.3 The Beat.
Yeah.
So I used to be sitting in the studio watching artists come in and get interviewed for their promo runs and stuff. So I'm like, dang, it's something I can probably do someday too. I want to be in that light too.
No, that's dope, man. Shout out to the parents being the first leaders in the family. You got to shout out to the parents.
Sure, shout out.
And I know Mom has definitely got you back in this. So with this, what kind of artists, seeing your mom doing what she's doing already, what artists kind of inspired you? Or what, like, you looked at one like, I want to be like that guy?
I was like, dang, man. First, it changed. I was like, man, Wayne. I had a real, like, I don't know what happened to the mic, excuse me. But Wayne, when I was, like, coming up young, like, the Carter, like, Wayne was, like, somebody that I was, like, glued to the TV for. I would rush home, like, I would try to, like, skip practice to watch 106 in Park to see if Wayne was going to make the top 10, you know? So, Wayne was like somebody that I was really, really inspired by, you know, coming up. I really wanted to be that young cat coming in and just have that control. You know, it was a lot of young cats coming out. You know, Bow Wow, everybody wanted to be like Lil Bow Wow when we came out when we was young. Everybody wanted to be a child star. So I hopped in and I'm like, man, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? I got the charisma to be able to do it. I'm talented enough, so I got in the studio, I started writing rhymes in the back of the class, and everybody liked it. You know, I'm rapping on the playground, people battling me, and one thing led to another. By the time I was 13, I was recording, performing, and doing everything, so.
Man, so based on that, was there any specific experience that jumped out like, man, I feel like I can do this, that gave you that confidence?
That first show. That first show I did, man, like, it gave me the confidence. That first show, I think we did it at the West End Center. Right now, I think it's called the Demetri Johnson Foundation Center. So yeah, we had like a big talent show for a lot of different artists, and that was like my first real performance in front of like a lot of people. And after I got through that show, I was like, yeah, I think I can do this. Let me go back to the drawing board and try to make these records and perfect my craft on the performance side. I really fell in love with performing more than I did like actually making songs, so I'm more of a showman than anything. So when you come to a YP show, you're gonna get a show for sure.
Man, I love it. I think a lot of artists today, like, they miss that part, right? Interacting with the audience. That's the part that really drives you. And if that really speaks to your heart, then this is what you're supposed to do, man.
Yeah, definitely. Just interacting with the people, bringing people together, man. I think music is a universal language. I feel like all the bad things and negative things that go on in this world, I think music and sports are things that bring everybody together. You know, you can speak Chinese and still sing an English song. You know, if it's a hit, you know, you can still. It just speaks that language. You know, people go through things, it speaks to them while they're going through things. It's the soundtrack of people's lives. So I really wanted to provide that. I really wanted to be as authentic as I can so that it can really reach the people.
No, absolutely. And you said something that made me think of this. So bringing people together.
Yes.
Your title of this project is called the campaign.
Yes.
Something that brings people together, right?
Already.
So what inspired that?
The campaign is definitely inspired by my growth. A lot of people, especially in St. Louis, they know me for being under the name Young Prince. So I kind of like shifted and rebranded into YP, Young Prodigy, and this campaign represents that journey from where I was to where I am now and where I'm going. Just being resilient, going through all those troubles, going just trial and error, just trying to build this business, just trying to find my sound, find my image, find how I should look, find how I should sound, find how I should dress. What team works for me, you know, it just represents that whole journey.
No, 100. You talk about growth, right?
Yeah.
So as an artist, you've had other projects.
Yes.
And as an artist, some of the goals is always to be better than the next, right?
Yes.
Always be better. So this project, what's different? What did you do that you felt like this is, I'm assuming you feel like this is the best one yet, right?
Yeah, I feel like this is my best work I've ever put out for real, man. I really feel wholeheartedly like
What
hard
makes this one the best?
Just sonically, man. I'm performing at my best. I'm rapping at my best. Like if you listen to the bars on there, like I feel like I'm rapping at my best. Production wise, as an engineer, I feel like I sonically got the sound that I was looking for that I've been working on. So I think this is just like my best foot forward, you know?
No, I love that because y'all may not know, like he is a producer also, he's an engineer.
Yeah.
You want to give a little background what you've been doing as an engineer prior to becoming an official artist?
Yeah, so I told y'all, man, I used to be in a radio station with my mom all day, like 4 days a week, you know, when I was a kid going, and I would get behind the board and I would record drops for people, you know, and I got the engineer bug around the same time as I got the artist bug. So same time I'm trying to craft my artist, I was like looking on the background, I'm like, dang, I want to play the background just as much as I want to play the front, you know? So I kind of went to school, fast forward, I got through high school, I went to school, Nelly opened up a school called Stream Institute, went there, I was already engineering and taking clients around the city and recording to some of my friends around the neighborhood, but I wanted to sharpen the blade and actually learn the craft and learn all of the craft, like not just in the studio, but live sound, TV, film, all of that. So I wanted to sharpen the blade on the engineering side too. After I went to school, I started a production company, I started taking more clientele, took my talents to Atlanta, went through the industry, and man, the list goes on.
I ain't gonna let you skip over this, man. So you said you went to Atlanta, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Who did you work with in Atlanta?
Man, hundreds of artists, man.
You know what I'm looking for. Who did you work for? Grand Hustle!
Shout out to it, man. Shout out to the whole Grand Hustle family, man. It's been a wonderful pleasure to be in that group, you know, and just to be invited amongst that circle and get that game, you know. I worked in Atlanta as an engineer for maybe 3 years before I even got to get with Grand Hustle and YSL and Lil Durk and everybody just in the whole camp. So before I got that opportunity, I was already sharpening the blade. I had the knowledge, but they picked me because I was handling myself, different than a lot of the engineers that they were used to. They saw something about me that stuck out. Not just my knowledge about what I can do in the craft and how good I was and how talented, but how I was as a person.
Yeah.
You know, how reliable I was. So they brought me around the camp and now it's like family now. And I ain't looked at it as, I'm an engineer. They're like, man, that's just why I be around the corner, man. That's little bro, you know.
No, 100. And I love that story because the simple fact that your boy Yeezy started out as an engineer.
Yeah.
An amazing artist.
Crazy, I got a Kanye tattoo on my arm.
Oh, there it is. So to say the fact that you started out as an engineer and you looking like how Yeezy moved, how has being an engineer helped kind of shape the project from listening and producing to being able to go actually and record and make sure this project is the best that's out there? How does that affect you?
I was really inspired by, honestly, my mom, she always told me, hey man, listen, if you're gonna really do this, you need to listen to every type of music, every piece of music, every genre of music, just so you can know what you're doing, you can implement it in everything that you're doing. I also heard that from, God rest his dead, Quincy Jones, man, we just lost Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones worked on so many different amazing projects, and none of these songs sounded like. And so that's how I kind of like went when I was making this project, I was really, really trying to sonically bring all of these different elements together. No song on this project sounds alike, you know, but it's very, very cohesive if you listen to it from front to back. So yeah.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that a little bit later. So speaking of the album, what's your favorite track on there and why?
My favorite track on there is called Victory. It just represents the journey, just being resilient, you know, coming out on top, having that chip on your shoulder. You know, a lot of times in my life I've been looked over, I've been underestimated, but I feel like now I got that, you know, that confidence where I just want to step out and I'm like, man, can't nobody stop me. You know, I got that Mamba mentality, you know, shout out R.P. Kobe, but I just feel like in any arena, you put anybody in front of the square, in front of me, I can just kill them, you know, and any task I can just run through. And this is my year to shine, so I'm gonna pop it, you know.
No, 100. Also with, you created also a marketing campaign, kind of marketing agency. Tell us about, I see the R on the hat.
Yeah,
tell
man,
us about that Regime.
Yeah, Regime.
Tell us about the Regime, man.
Okay, so Regime is something that I thought of the concept when I was going to school for engineering. The Regime started off as a hub that I wanted to build here in St. Louis, like a co-working space for creatives. But I originally started the brand The Regime here in 2019 in Atlanta. I didn't really know what I wanted it to be, a marketing agency, a record label, live events company. So I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I wanted to bring people together. I wanted to build a sense of community, emphasis on the unity amongst creators and like-minded people like myself. The ultimate goal is to build that compound, but right now I'm just trying to focus on building a community. So.
No, and I love that for the simple fact that you guys know music brings all types of people together.
Definitely.
What can people expect from this project? Would you label it, do you have R&B in there? Is it a little country? Because you're doing country now.
Definitely.
Beyonce got a country album.
Definitely. Beyonce got a country album.
What do you have on this, you said every album is different. What do you have on this album that makes people feel like anybody can listen to it?
It's a fusion of a lot of different genres. I got like some stuff like, there's a song on there called Waves and Bali. I don't know what you would classify as like funk. I don't know if it's reggae. I don't know if it's Afrobeat, but it's a different type of vibe from track 1, Election Day. Election Day is a very hip-hop driven album. Driven song.
Yeah.
So it's a fusion of pop, R&B, hip hop, reggae, Afrobeat, that vibe. So, but it gels. It's so cohesive. So.
And you know, and we need that. We definitely need that. With this album, what would you say? What can you envision yourself doing to listen to the whole album?
Say that one time.
What could you envision yourself doing? Listen to the album. So some albums like you put in, you ride down the street, you just vibe to. Some albums I might want to sit on the beach and just listen to the lyrics.
This has all of that. You can listen to it with your girl, with your man. You can listen to it while you're working out. You can listen to it while you get ready for the pregame. You can listen to it when you want to like focus and really work on whatever you're doing, whatever campaign you have, whatever goals you're working to. This can be your soundtrack for that.
Last thing, why should people get this album?
This is a very inspiring album. It tributes to the resilience of everybody. I feel like everybody in here has a goal. Am I wrong? Everybody in here has goals, right? So I feel like everybody in here can pick something from this album to be inspired by. There's lines in here that everybody can relate to. Whether you can relate to it personally or you know somebody that went through it. I rap from a perspective, not from just everything that I've been through, but from things that I've seen, things that my people have seen. So I rap for that community that I want to build.
Man, I love that. So I want to go to the audience real quick and ask some questions. First off, give it up for YP, man. I love everything you said, everything you talking about, man. Do you have any questions in the audience about the campaign or the artist specifically? Yes.
I don't know the name of the song. It's like a 70s sample you use. I think like a computer little vibe you had.
Okay, yeah, I think you're talking about Pop Out.
Yeah, can you sing?
Yeah, Pop Out.
Okay, I just want to answer the question. So I heard the vocal in the background. I couldn't like really like.
Yeah, definitely. That's a standout track. That's one of my favorite songs on the album, definitely.
So you said got a computer love vibe.
Got a computer love.
That's right, they hit it up there. Okay. All right, any other questions in the audience?
Nope, nothing. Don't be scared now. That's my favorite color or something.
I got a question.
Okay, what is it?
I heard you switched your vibe from what you were previously rapping about. So
Yeah.
why the
question.
For this project, I went through a lot of different things. From the last time you may have heard me when I was here in the city, I was real like conscious on what was really going on in the day and age. So it was a lot of stuff going on with the Mike Brown stuff. I was more shit that people were like comparing me more to like J. Cole. So I was more going to that direction. Now I just have a different feeling now. Like I don't really want to like be super conscious of my music. I just want it to be more feeling and vibes, you know. So I go off more vibes. Not too much thought into it, just feeling, more feeling. When I start to think too much about my raps, it would take too long to make it. But I feel like a person like James Brown was a legend because you just went off the feeling. Half the time you didn't even know what James Brown was saying, but you like, you felt it though, you know? You felt whatever he was saying, so it's that feeling, you know, and I feel like that's what I want my music to represent, a feeling. You know, I want you to feel something every time you hear my music.
There it is. Any other questions? Yes.
What are the top 3 artists you listen to right now?
Top 3 artists that you listen to.
YP.
Ooh, say that. Say that.
Wayne. Nip.
Oh, okay. All right, I like that. Give it up for that. Okay.
Longer than Nipsey Hussle.
So what was the age gap between your last album and the album now?
I was probably, I matured a lot.
That's the difference, right?
Yeah, that's the difference between this album and my last project. I've matured so much as a man, so it's a lot of different subjects and things. I live life, man. Some things that I was doing when I was 21, I'm 30 now, I'm doing different things, I'm experimenting with different things. So my last project was probably like when I was like 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Any other questions?
I'm sorry.
One more. No, Chief, you good, right?
All good, all good.
Name your top 3 future collabs you could just shoot.
Snoop. Cause I feel like Snoop can get on any record and make it a hit. Like just his sound, just him just speaking on the record. Snoop Dogg, Chris Brown, Wayne.
Yes.
Why was there such a long gap between your last project and the one that came out in October?
A lot of growth. I wanted my music to really represent me. I think when I was making my music, when I was younger, I was making it more so to attract an audience that I really wanted, but now I'm making it based off how I feel and how I want to live my life. And it connects more with people. I found that it just connects more with people. So I took my time and I really wanted to rebrand and just make sure that everything was cohesive. And I wanted all the resources that I got when I was in Atlanta, I wanted to be able to utilize those in the right way and be prepared for these opportunities that I built along the way. So that's why I took so long.
Great question. Yes.
So, as a multidisciplinary artist, like, how do you break off and focus on one thing? It's like, yes, I can do this, but my music is the one thing I want to put up front. So, like, where's the balance between trying to, like, you know, get money for things that you got to do and take care of, but, like, at the same time, do your art? Because you can engineer to make the money, but that takes time away from you doing your art.
Definitely. I'm glad you said that word, balance. Shout out to all Libras in the building. Hey.
And the Virgo.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all Libras in the building. But hey, what's up? How you see market? What's going on? That balance. I really had to take away. I had to really, and it hurt me because I left a lot of my clientele hanging, and I didn't want to do it, but I had to do what's best for me. And stop working with people because I was taking so much energy putting into other projects and other people, and I wasn't putting it into myself all the way. And I took that time, and now you have the campaign, now you have the regime, now you have this whole body of work and this brand that I want to be able to push. So I had to take that time to myself away from engineering and working with everybody else, but it worked. I feel like being an engineer and working with all those people, it was an advantage because now I can take sounds from here, I can take sounds from here, I can take sounds from here and experiment with my stuff.
So speaking of that, how do you decide, I know you're in the studio, you make your tracks, how do you decide what song needs to go on this album?
Vibes. I have a really, really good team that I trust, and a really good, a lot of people with a really good ear for music that'll tell me, this ain't gonna work, I might wanna save this one. Victory, the song Victory, I made in 2021, and I automatically knew that that was going to be the one. Victory was going to be the one. So I kept that in the tub. I didn't want to put it out as a single. I didn't want to put it out because I knew it just represented the grind. I knew it represented everybody's grind. I knew you could wake up to it and it was going to start your day. I knew when you go to the gym, this is a song that you can play. I knew at Rolling Loud, when they booked me for Rolling Loud, this is going to go up and they're going to mosh pit. I knew the effect that it was going to have, when people put this song on. So, yeah.
All right. Any other questions? Yes.
What do you have coming up in 2025?
2025 is going to be big. We're taking this campaign on the road. I'll be doing a lot of these different sessions in different spaces, in different markets. I'll be performing more. You'll see more live shows. I also have a very, very special surprise I'm going to tell y'all too, man. I got a talk show coming too, so be on the lookout for that. It's called On the Road with YP. It's a sports and entertainment talk show that I'll be having. I'll be bringing on different guests and just promoting my music as well too, and promoting the different merch and doing different partnerships as well. So that's what we're taking. Hopefully we can get to, we're running this, we're focused on the campaign right now, but hopefully we can get to another musical project by the end of next year. But right now we're focused on the campaign, doing everything we can do to spread the message.
Perfect. Any other questions? Yes.
So I know Nipsey is in your top 3 artists that you're listening to right
Yep.
now. How does Nipsey influence you in your music and your brand and things like that?
Very, very good question. Nipsey is one of the reasons why I even started the brand in the first place. Very, very much inspired on his business end. He's following the blueprint. He followed the blueprint. Like, my idols are like Jay-Z, Wayne, Tip, Nip. And it's very fortunate that I got to be under T.I. and get the game, the same game that he gave to Nipsey Hussle, the same game that Jay gave to Nip. So I started the brand. He wanted to build community as well. I went to LA, I went to the Smart Store. I saw what he was building. I wanted to be able to bring people together amongst my brand. I saw that he incorporated technology into his merch to be able to give content out. I saw that it was very, very innovative, so I wanted to follow behind that footsteps and do the same thing to be able to connect people. I feel like Nipsey Hussle was one of the people that we needed in this culture right now, man. We see a lot of the stuff that's going on, it's super gimmicky, but that was like something that was like real authentic that a lot of people, even if you didn't do music, you could relate to. And just gone too soon, man.
No, 100.
Gone too soon.
So before we jump on and listen to this album, because you definitely, I want to hear this.
Yeah.
Before we do that, talk about how can people get this album? How can they download it? How can they listen to it? What do they need to do to be able to get a hold of it?
You can go to theregimeway.com. If everybody got a wristband, you can go to that website that's on the wristband, theregimeway.com, and it'll take you to download the campaign.
Social media, how can they follow it?
Social media, you can follow me at only1YP, the number 1 YYP on all platforms.
Everybody get that?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
You can go to virginiaway.com and everything is on there. It'll take you directly to the music, to all the socials as well.
So listen, it's been a great conversation, and we appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
And having this conversation with us. No, so this has been amazing. So now we get ready to go listen to this album. Shout out to, you ready?
I'm ready.
Shout out to Fireside Chat. This is what we listen to is Marlon Whitfield. Got your boy YP here.
Yes, sir. Shout out to
We'll be back
Radar.
right here in a minute. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's take a dip. I look like water and all of these bitches wanna take a sip. Long live Nip. I'm smoking marathon, I'm getting high as a motherfucking blimp. I just wanna pop my shit.